In fact, I'm so damn real, I can't stand it. I sometimes want to control myself. I sometimes want to act a different way. I can't control myself. I'm a maniac. It's all real. I'm totally real. 2000 seems like 5 minutes ago, but also 1,000 years ago. And now it's 2020. Wow. And I haven't spent a lot of time on this, but I really need to. I may come into a special report tomorrow just on it. They put me on every news channel and every newspaper in the country. I've randomly checked it. Okay, you understand, only the deep state CIA can do that. Trump still doesn't have damn control of it. The same group attacks him constantly. And you're like, well, why can't he stop it? He's the president. He's ordered it. They just won't quit. It's crazy. They had me on from 9 at night until about 2 a.m. while the ball dropped. They had scrolls saying Alex Jones found guilty of lying about Sandy Hook parents. That's not even true. It was just some attorney's fees thing because the judge said we didn't answer the questions like we were supposed to. And that's not accurate either. They're like, what is your source of this CNN video? Well, it's CNN. Who is the source? Who gave it to you? Oh, you didn't tell us. Oh, we need $68,000 and $37,000. And I mean, it's a joke. It's evil. But that turns into Jones is guilty of the Sandy Hook. Why would they do that? Why would they take an 11-day-old ruling that had been in the local paper that meant nothing? It was the last year of this judge, you know, just attacking us, in my view. And the lawyers I know, that they've never seen anything like it. They go, this is insane. I mean, imagine a deposition, they ask you a question and you don't know because the statute of limitations is like 2 years. They're asking about 7-year-old videos. Just like, we don't know. It's a video we edited years ago. We don't know. You don't have the source of that? You have violated the court order. $63,000, $37,000, $20,000. In their rage to destroy the First Amendment, in their Trump derangement syndrome. But that isn't the issue. Yes, I'm persecuted. Yes, they pay people to tell outrageous lies about me. But why? We're going to go back to your calls, amazing calls. It's because, folks, we really know what we're talking about. And you know who knows what we're talking about? And it's not a butt-kissing thing. Anybody that listened in the last hour to these calls, it's like they're phenomenal. Nobody in talk radio has callers like this. CNN can't get any good callers. My callers are better than Fox News' best guest. We've really got the thinkers. We've got the best guest. We've got the best crew. We're real. #1 podcast, 2017, Joe Rogan. #1 podcast, 2019, Joe Rogan, which was the #1 ever in all time. That's in the news. Why wasn't I #1 in 2018? He didn't have me on. Not bragging. I'm saying people love freedom, and even my obnoxious loudmouth Texan ass, because I'm real. And the obnoxiousness in all of it is endearing. I know, just like your obnoxiousness is endearing. Because you know what? It's real, folks. There's nothing fake here. In fact, I'm so damn real, I can't stand it. I sometimes want to control myself. I sometimes want to act a different way. I can't control myself. I'm a maniac. It's all real. I'm totally real. I've never lied to you. I compulsively tell the truth. And these people out there, they can't stand that, you see. And they also don't like the fact they can't scare me. And they don't like the fact they can't scare you. But let me just tell you, I've studied war propaganda and how the globalists do stuff. Folks, I think they're probably... I need to go to your calls, but I need to probably do a special report so I don't cut into the main broadcast time in your calls. But I think they're getting ready to do a false flag and blame me, and they might kill me. And I'm only not saying that to be dramatic. And if that happens, I'm not a loser. I'm a winner. I don't want to die, by the way. I'm not going to commit suicide, but you know what I mean. They don't do that unless they got something big planned. Let me tell you something. I was on every news station in the country. I checked randomly. Hundreds. Last night. You know what that means? That means the folks running the show that are fighting Trump, we're talking CIA, the highest level, Brennan and those folks, they've got a plan. And they're assassinating my character and my name ahead of trying to kill me. Now, Dr. Pachenik used to be involved in assassinations and regime change, and he's not, doing it as a studly tough guy or anything. Actually, he'd call it a medical, necessity or whatever. You'll actually find a lot of assassinations and stuff at high level. They actually use doctors for it. He's a psychiatrist and a lot of other things, but he's going to be joining us. We'll take your calls as well. But I'm going to pick his brain about myself, but not from a selfishness point of view, but for everybody. Like, I'm not that important, okay? That every newspaper that's in these networks, because they get an order, it comes in, and it's like, hey, push this, and they do it. And they did that to us again. I mean, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but they usually do that when they overthrow your government or they assassinate you. And so I'm just proud of the work we've done to get under this much attack. I mean, I got to be honest with you. It's not a pride thing. It's a satisfaction thing of a job well done. That, wow, I really counted for something, man. I did a decent job, and our listeners boosted our transmission. You did this too. So if they do kill me or whatever, just keep the mission going on. And I'm not a loser. They don't win by killing me or whatever it is they got planned, but it's bad. So in the new year, I thought I'd just go ahead and tell you that, because I just got to tell you everything. And I'm not doing it to be dramatic, folks. It's real, okay? I mean, that's the wings of death flapping around. You can just hear them. And fine, whatever. Just don't let me see you coming, because I'm going to fight for my life. But it's just nothing to me, because I expected this a long time ago. I told you I got on my knees a lot of times, and I said, I feel the evil. I see I want to defeat it, God, and I want people to wake up. And God literally told me, it was like, I've said this for 20 years, it's like, you're going to trigger the whole movement to take down the globalists, and you're going to inspire others to do it, and then you're going to be destroyed in the end. So you sure you want that? And I said this on air 20 years ago. I mean, I've literally heard God's voice in my head. And when those times, it. I mean, it's like, okay, you want this? Because you're going to get really torn to pieces at the end of it, but it's going to be really good. And I don't know if this is the end of it. I don't know that's what this is or whatever it is. But you know what? Hey, I asked for it, and I actually like it. I just have selfishly, because I never prayed and asked God for things other than take care of my family and my children. And God's done that. God's done that. And that's really all that matters. But, and I've also given my children to God, because you can't let them, control you by being able to get to your children. So I just turn my children over to God, and God's protecting them, but they can't get to me through my children either. I'm totally committed. They can put a gun to my head, anything. I'm never stopping. I'm never giving up. I'm never giving in. I'm never backing down. I'm never submitting to them. And they're in a battle to kill my name, because they see it as an image of Americana and freedom. And they think if they can destroy Alex Jones, they can destroy anybody. Because they know you're backing me. And they think if we can get this guy and capture who he is and use him as a straw man and use a symbol of freedom as a symbol of evil and corruption, then we win. Well, you know what? As long as you tell the truth and as long as you spread the word, they fail. And as long as you don't buy their stories that I'm a loser and that I'm a failure, because that's all that is Jones is a failure. Jones is a failure. He's a failure. He hurts kids. That's a bunch of bull. It's the Democrats want to kill kids in the womb. They want to kill kids outside the womb. They want to disease everybody. They want to sterilize little kids. Everybody knows who wants all the fake, phony wars and all the Islamification and all the garbage. It's the left. It's not me. I'm not a bully. I didn't hurt kids. I just don't believe official stories. Especially when people that have been high up in the CIA tell me it's completely fake. But whatever. That's not the hill I'm going to die on. We'll go to some of your calls, and we're going to get Steve Pachenik on and get his take. We'll continue with calls while he's with us. I've gotten to a lot of calls so far, but I'm going to finish up with Jeff. Then I'm going to go to Tarif next, and then I'm going to go to everybody in the order from which you called. Justin, everybody. We're going to get to everybody today, and I'm going to go ahead and host into the 4th hour. Syrian Girl's going to join us as well. Owen Schroyer is going to be interviewing Dr. Pachenik again for even longer today on his show, 3 to 6 p.m., but he's going to pop in. I want to get his take. And I'll just say what Rebecca said. She's a smart lady, and I said, what's your take on this? She said, I don't like sending 4,000 more troops to the Middle East. Trump said he'd get troops out. You know, it's one thing to kill the Iranian general, but he needs to not escalate troops. And I think that is absolutely right. Infowars.com, newswars.com, tomorrow's news today. Now into the third hour, taking phone calls. Jeff in Louisiana is a holdover. He made a point. He was going to finish his point. He said, Iran's like a beehive in your yard. Either stay away from it or wait till they go to bed at night and do what I do and go, with a squirt gun, spray some gasoline in it and light it on fire if it isn't too dry outside. That's the best way to get rid of them instead of just letting them, Sometimes the bee poison doesn't even kill them all and they come back. So that's what I do. I use gasoline. I'm not going to tell a bee story. I just... Anyways, I'm going to stop right there. Let's just say somebody in my family had bees that didn't like me for whatever reason would attack me when I went to their house. I mean, I'd be 50 yards away and the damn things would attack. So I snuck over and dealt with the bees. But my parents, listen, I shouldn't tell the story.